Hello, my name is Hans George Campbell. Tonight I'm out in the shop and I'm recapping another one of my Amiga 2000 power supplies. This one will go into my Halloween Amiga 2000 computer. That's the one with the orange faceplate and the black drive covers. And I've showed it on my channel before. It's a really nice looking Amiga 2000. It's one of my workhorse Amiga 2000 computers. I use it all the time. But anyway, I'm going to recap this power supply tonight underneath the workbench, because a lot of you guys mentioned that you want to actually watch me do the work. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. So this video may go over an hour. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Now, I might also, in this video, go ahead and put everything back into the case and put the new fan in, show you guys how I do all that. And just, but if I do all that, this video is probably going to be about an hour and a half long. So I just want to warn you about that. Usually when you do something like this and you don't speed it up, I hate when people speed it up. I actually do. I actually would prefer, like many of you, I would prefer to watch the person do the work. I'm not in any hurry to watch the video. A lot of you people seem to be under the impression where if your video is too long, people are not going to want to watch it. That's not true. Because if a person is interested in the subject matter of your video, they're going to watch it, no matter how long it is. If it's longer than 15-20 minutes, they'll just watch a video while they're having dinner, or they'll make themselves a bowl of popcorn or whatever. They'll take the time to watch your video. So stop worrying about how long your video is. Because when you're doing a video like this, we're actually showing under the camera how you do something. That can take time. That's just the way it is. But anyway, that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm recapping this Amiga 2000 power supply, and I'm going to put it back into its case. I'll install a brand new fan, and yeah, that's what I'm doing tonight. All right, my iron, or soldering iron, is heating up. Let's get going here on this recap. Normally you do not have to replace these two computer grade capacitors. They're really good quality, and as long as they're not domed up on top, they're not bulging on the sides or leaking down below, just don't mess with these. Leave them alone. The only capacitors that you need to replace on this Amiga 2000 power supply are these 6 capacitors here. And there's one right there. Okay? And these two right here, they're 3,300 microfarad, 10 volts. This larger one here is 3,300 microfarad, 16 volt for that one. These two are 220 microfarad, 35 volt. And the one over here by itself, that one there, that one's also 220 microfarad, but it's 25 volt. Okay, so basically we only have 6 capacitors to remove, to replace. So I usually go with the big ones first, Just remove them all, and I'll clean the board. Yeah, I usually put it up about like that. And this way, hopefully you guys can see me underneath the camera. I have my magnifier goggles on so I can see. I'm using I think about 3.4 millimeter tip. I think it's gonna be, yeah. Oh shit, don't do that, Mr. Campbell, don't do that. Okay. Yeah, pull that in. Okay. Yeah, they go pretty quick. So, yeah, 3,300 microfarads, 16 volt. These are actually pretty good quality capacitors. They're rated at, what, 105 degrees Celsius? Yeah. The Amiga 2000 power supply is actually a very high quality capacitor. So this larger one here, that goes there. I'm just putting them how I got them out of here. So there's that larger one. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and we'll remove the next one, which is, can you see it underneath the camera? Yeah, you can see it underneath the camera. Just want to make sure you can see underneath that camera. And we are, well, okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, come on, get out of there. Come on. Get on out there. Wow. Okay, what the hell is going on with this cap? Alright. Well, shit, it might be... Okay, I'm doing the wrong one. Alright. It's this one here. Okay, that one there. Yeah, it's that one. Then that one. Then that one. Yeah, it works pretty good when you're trying to heat up the right leg. So this one here, 3,300 microfarad 10 volt. It too is 105 degrees Celsius. I'll just show each cap when I pull them out. Okay, so we can verify together what the value is of each one of the caps. Okay, so well, I'm actually putting them over here on my workbench the way I'm taking them out, so that I know for sure which one's which, and I can verify it with the new caps. So yeah, that's how they come out. Okay, that's good. All right, let's continue, shall we? Yeah, let's continue, shall we? I need to remove that cap right there. Let me see. Which one is it? I think it's... Okay, so it's not that one. Which one is it? Shit. Oh, goddamn, don't do that. Okay, I need to add solder because these are not, that one's not coming out. Okay, so which one is it? Okay, I think, yeah, I'll do that. Pretty sure it's fucking this one. Oh, don't fucking do that! Oh, come on. Okay, what the fuck is going on here? Oh, okay, I see what's going on. Alright, I see what's going on. Alrighty, it was glued on, I think. That one was actually glued on. Okay, there it goes. It was glued on. I don't know why they would have glued that on. Yeah, but that cap was actually glued on. Come on, don't fucking do that shit. Yeah. There you go. Fuck off, bitch. Okay. What the fuck? Okay. It's stuck on there. It's like frickin' stuck on there. What the fuck? It's like glued on or something. It's got some kind of glue or something on it. Yeah, it's got some kind of fucking glue. Okay, I don't think it's soldered on anymore. I think it's just got some kind of shit on there. Oh, come on, don't fucking do that. It's got some kind of shit on there. Oh my god, what the fuck is that shit? Wow. Holy shit, what the fuck? What was that gluey shit? Okay, well. Okay. Well, the board itself appears to be very clean. So I don't have to worry about that. It appears to be very, very clean. Yeah, it appears to be clean, the board. So, yeah, I'm just going to put it like that. What the fuck? Get out of there, bitch. Get out of there, bitch. Okay, so here's that. There's the 3 main caps that are out of there. Okay. And then I'll zoom in so you can see. Anyway, I'll show you the cap first. So this here is also 3,300 microfarad, 10 volts, 105 degrees C. So yeah, these are really good quality capacitors. See, it has some kind of stuff on it, like hot glue or something on there. So there's that one. Okay. And my drawing right here, so it matches what I drew, because this is from my last ME2000 Pirates flight that I recapped, and I did do a 2-part video series on that, and it's posted on my channel if you want to see that. Okay, so now we've got to unsolder these 2 capacitors here and this capacitor. All 3 of them are 220 microfarad. So that is coming up next. Okay, so we got the 3 main capacitors off. The 3,300 microfarad capacitors, we got those off. And now I'm going to zoom in, show you what the board looks like, because the board's pretty clean actually. I mean, look at that, how clean it is. you know, it's very clean. I don't have to do anything as far as cleaning this area right here. I mean, it's pretty clean. I don't see anything wrong with that. It's ready to put on the new caps. Yeah. Zoom back out. Yeah, you guys wanted to watch me do this, so that's what I'm doing. I'm doing this under the camera, so you can see, you can watch me do it. Okay, so let me turn this back around like this. It's easier for me to get to these caps. Then, okay, so the reason why these are hard to get out sometimes, because some dumbass, they bent the leads. Never bend the leads. When you're soldering capacitors, just don't do it. Do not bend the leads. Because then, when a technician comes along and they have to remove the capacitors, it's harder for them to do that because the leads are bent. So just don't do it. Don't bend those leads. Now I think all I have to do actually is I will have to suck up the solder before I can solder in the new capacitors, but that's no problem. I can do that. No problem with that. Okay, yeah. So, yeah. Okay, that's the smaller of those 320 microfarad capacitors. And it's rated 220 microfarad, 25 volt, 105 degrees Celsius. So there's that cap there. As you can see, somebody bent the leads. Don't do that. Do not bend the leads. Don't do it. You want to have them straight, go straight into the board. If your capacitors are of the correct lead pitch, there is no need to bend those leads. They should go right into the hole, and the capacitor should sit flat on the PCB. And don't bend the leads to keep the cap from falling out. Don't do that. Only lazy people do that. And when I worked in the electronics industry and we had a hand solder on parts like, caps like this, we never bent the leads. Oh yeah. We would get in trouble with the technicians like me. I'm a technician also, an engineer. So you would get in trouble if we caught you bending those leads. Oh yeah, you want the capacitor to go straight in, the leads to go straight in, and solder it. Now, there's many different ways you can hold the part in, but yeah, do not bend the leads. Only a stupid person does that. Okay, so let's remove the two remaining 25 microfarad capacitors. We'll remove the last two. Yeah. We're going to remove those last two. See, it doesn't take that long once you get going, It doesn't take that long. Okay. Okay. See, these leads were bent too. Don't do it. Don't bend the leads. Okay, this capacitor, there's two of these. They're rated at 220 microfarad, 35 volt, 105 degrees Celsius, or C. And there's that cap, just so you can verify it with me on camera. But see how the leads are bent? Don't do that. Do not bend the leads. And so many of you do that. Okay, just don't do it. Now the other one is the same. Now the negative part, okay, there's a dark screen printing right there. That's where the negative goes. Okay, so let's get this last capacitor out of here. Then we'll be ready to inspect the board, clean if we need to, and solder on the new caps. Oh, I got to remove the old solder first. So that's actually coming up next, removing the old solder. Oh, come on, get out there, you bitch. Be careful not to mess up those coils. Yeah, don't mess up those coils. Yeah, don't mess up those coils, people. That can be easily done when you're removing caps. So there's that. I didn't mess up the coil or anything like that. So yeah, yeah. The board is actually very clean. I don't even need to clean it. I just got to suck up the old solder. Yeah, the board is actually very clean. It's very clean. Okay, this capacitor is the same thing. 220 microfarad, 35 volt, 105 degrees C. And we're verifying these caps under the camera in this video, recapping video of this Amiga 2000 power supply. And again, we got bent leads. Some dumbass bent the leads on the caps. Don't do it. Do not do it. Okay, so now I got to unsolder, suck up the old solder and examine the board, make sure everything is ready for the new capacitors, and that is coming up next. All right, let's remove the solder from the holes so we can put in the new caps. So, I'm pretty sure that, okay. Okay, what I may need to do first is to add some solder. Yeah, I might want to add some solder. Yeah, so let me do that. And I'm going to show you guys a trick if you want to use like the desoldering wick and you want it to go easier. I'll show you what you need to do. Okay. Actually, okay, let me get my solder wick and I'll show you. Let me see if I can zoom in because I want you guys to see what I'm doing here. I want you guys to see it. Okay? I want you guys to see it. Okay, we got the solder wick. And I'll need my cutters. You want to keep your solder wick clean. Okay, you want to keep your solder wick clean. Now, what you could do, if you want to make wicking up the old solder easier with your solder wick, what you do is you put a little bit of this Kessler 186 no clean flux, just one tiny drop on each solder joint. Solder joint, they're trying to suck up the old solder. And that makes it a little bit easier to suck up that solder. So, we're going to put drop right there. Okay, for some reason it's not coming out. I don't know why it's not coming out. Yeah, like that, like that. Put one there. Put just around the hole like that. And then, okay, I need to get me something to wipe this off. You don't want this getting, you want to keep that wiped clean, so, or else the tip right will get real sticky, and you don't want that. And I put the cover back on, okay, and put it back over here. And now, when we use the solder wick, it should be a lot easier to suck that solder up. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to have to bump up the temperature just a little bit. It's not hot enough. Sometimes you have to do that. Yep, sometimes you gotta do that. You gotta suck up the, bump up the temperature on the soldering iron. Okay, so we got that hole, well, we got that hole basically clean, I mean. Okay, so that's good. It's ready to go. See, and it helps the solder wick up that solder better because it's relying on the capillary action of the liquid flux to help the solder wick suck up that old solder. So, yeah. There's that. And it just sucks it up real quick, real easy. No worries, people. Okay, so those holes are done. I think I need to do that one there. I'm going to resolder that one there because I did hit it with the iron because I thought it was, you know, it was the lead of the capacitor, and it wasn't. So, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't the lead to the capacitor, so yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and suck up this other solder. Yeah, we're going to put just a little bit, put it like this so you guys can see what I'm doing. I think it's right there. So, we're going to put a little bit of flux right there, right there. I can put this away now because I don't think I need it for the others. Actually, I do. Okay, yeah, I'll have to do those too. So just put that here. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get that done. Yeah, remove that solder so I can put the caps in. So we're going to need this one here. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so those are good. Yeah, they look good. Yeah, they look good. Okay, so alright, let's get that over there like that. Okay. Let's go ahead and clean that up. I'm trying to think if I want to use a cotton. I'll use a cotton makeup pad for that. Yeah, it'd be better than a Q-tip. Come on out of there. Sometimes cotton makeup pads, they stick together. But yeah, it'd be better to use a cotton makeup pad. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's good there. Yep, that's good. Clean that up. We also want to clean, get this here cleaned up. Yeah, get that shit cleaned up. Okay, I'll have to clean it up again when I solder on the new caps. But I'll use a cotton swab for that. Yeah, I'll use a cotton swab for that. Okay, so now we've got to remove the solder from here. So we'll put a little bit more liquid flux on that. And that just helps the solder wick it helps the solder wick suck up that solder. Okay? Because sometimes the flux that's in the solder wick is not enough. So, yeah, we're going to suck that up like that. Okay, that's good. Alright. And suck that up. There you go. Suck that up. Okay. There you go. Alrighty, so those are ready. I just got to clean them up. Just clean them up with the cotton makeup pad. So yeah, just clean that shit up, man. The cotton makeup pad. And there you go, people. It's looking really, really nice. I think there's one over here I gotta clean up. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And then I'll be ready to solder on the new capacitors. That's right, people. So we're still in the camera? Yeah, we're still in the camera. Okay, so we need to go. I think it's. Wait a minute. I got to make sure I don't want to be unsoldering something else. So, okay. It's this one. And that one. Okay, so I don't need my flux anymore, so I'm cleaning the tip and I'm putting it away. Okay, always put your tools away when you finish using them. So my flux will go, actually go right there. Actually, it'll go right fucking there, my flux. Okay, so now let's go ahead and clean up the holes of this remaining. I just want to make sure I'm still underneath the camera and you guys can see what I'm doing. Alrighty. Okay. So that one's cleaned up, I think. Let me make sure. Got that off there. Clean the tip. And for some reason, okay, so there's that. All right, so let's go ahead and clean that with a cotton makeup pad. Yeah, okay. Okay, so that's good. I mean, yeah, that's good. That's from. Yep, that's good. All right. Let me check the top side and make sure that everything is still clean up here. It appears to be clean. A little bit of flux on the board, so we'll use a cotton swab for that, or Q-tip for that. And remember, you don't want it sopping wet, so take it between two fingers and squeeze out the excess. Okay, so that right there is clean. That's all clean there. That's all clean there. Okay, yeah. I'm also do it over here too, just to make sure it's all nice and clean. Get these out of the way, get that all nice and clean, and there you go. That's done. Okay, so now we're ready to solder on the new parts, but before I do that, I want to resolder those two joints that I accidentally hit with the iron. I want to make sure that they're okay. Trying to think where they're at. Okay, I see where one of them's at. Yeah, I see where one of them is at. So let's go ahead and solder that, resolder it. I believe it's this one right here. Okay. Okay, so that one's resoldered. And the other one that I accidentally hit, I think it was right here. I don't know. Anyway, there's that one. I don't know if anything goes there or not, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if anything goes there. I gotta inspect that. I mean, yeah, I resoldered it, but there's nothing but a bunch of wires there, and there's one. Nah, it's not. That looks like a cap or something. Yeah, I don't think anything's soldered there except maybe a capacitor or resistor. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. So, yeah, it's fine. So when I come back, I want to clean up first. When I come back, I'll solder on the new parts. Alright, let's solder on the new parts. Starting with the smaller parts first, then you work your way up to the larger parts. So, which means the first part that goes on, and remember, the that darker part there, that part right there, there and there, that's the negative. So on this part here, the stripe is negative, so it will go on like, it'll go on just like that. Okay, and now we're going to, yeah, the negative goes on like that. I'm pretty sure that is it hurting that cap? Because I think the lead pitch is wrong on that. Yeah, lead pitch is wrong on that. So I'm thinking maybe like that. Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and solder that on. And remember, do not bend the leads. Don't do it. Do not bend those leads. This way it makes it easier for a technician to come along later on, or an engineer, and they can desolder that part if they need to. But if you bend the leads, no. Okay, right now I'm just going to tack it. Now the lead pitch for some reason is wrong on this cap. So I can't push it directly down on the board, but I'll still make it look nice and neat, flat. But yeah, the lead pitch is slightly off on this cap. So I'm not going to be able to push it all the way down onto the board. So let's go ahead and finish soldering that cap on. Then we cut the leads. Okay, and I'll clean up afterwards. Okay, so we tacked it on. It's straight. Okay. There you go. So that capacitor is on there, and it looks good. It's straight, and the polarity is correct. So let's go ahead and cut those leads. Now remember, never cut into the solder. Alright, still at the camera, yeah, never cut into the solder. You want to have like a little small nipple of lead right above the solder. Okay? You do not want to cut into the solder. Okay, there's that. There you go. So that's perfect. And now we're going to take the cotton swab, put a little bit of alcohol on it, and remember, squeeze out the excess between two fingers. You don't want it sopping wet. And just clean this up, you know. No clean my ass. Now you need to clean it up. Don't be lazy. Don't be stupid. Just clean that up. Yeah, just clean that up. Yeah, clean that up there. And there you go. Looks good. And so I'll show it to you, what I got done so far. There's the new cap right there. As you can see, get this lead out of the way. There it is. It looks really good. It's straight. See how straight it is? And there's the solder connection right there. Yeah. You can see the solder connection, how well it's done. You know, how good I did it. And you got a small nipple above the solder. That's how you want to do it. You do not want to cut into the solder. Okay, so that cap is on there. So now we have to solder on these two caps here. These two caps here. We got to solder on those two. These are really high quality capacitors. Very nice capacitors. We've got to solder these on next. So, okay. So let's do that. I have to cut them off the card first on this paper right here. Now these, if I remember correctly, they will go down flush with the board because the lead pitch is okay on these. So, but let me make sure. I'm pretty sure the lead pitch is good on these. So, okay. I'll do it underneath the camera where you can see what I'm doing. Okay, the positive goes to... Oh, come on. Oh, yeah, they just drop right in. Yeah, they just drop right in. See how they're flush with the board? See, that's the way they're supposed to be. Flush with the board. That's when the lead pitch is proper to the board, to the PCB. Okay, so I got to solder that one in. Okay, and I'll solder in the next one. Wait a minute, let me, okay. This is not going to be easy. Not going to be easy. Okay, so let me try to tack it in first. Yeah, let me try to tack it in. Yeah, try to tack that bitch in. Shit. Okay, well, shit. Might have to use tape. Yeah, I'm going to have to use tape on that. Masking tape or something. Tape, I don't know, let me see. Yeah, let me see. Alright, we're going to put it like that. Let me spot solder it, because I have to adjust the capacitor before I solder it all the way. So yeah, just we'll spot solder it. Just like that's fine. It's called tacking the part in. And yeah, that looks pretty good. I'll just push it in while I'm heating up that solder. Yeah. Yeah, that's in there now. Yeah, that's in there now. It's tacked. I mean, it's in there. Okay, so goddamn fucking wires. What are you gonna do? You know, that's just the way it is. Okay, so now let's go ahead and solder the other lead in. I hope you guys can see this. But you see how fast I solder in that part? It's usually within 2 seconds, but always less than 4 seconds. You never want to have the solder on the lead for more than 4 seconds. That's right. No more than 4 seconds. Okay, so that capacitor is on there. So now, again, we cut the leads just above the solder. Do not cut into the solder. I have a little small nipple above that solder. Okay. Just like that. That's beautiful. Yep, that's beautiful. Just like that, boys and girls. And I'm going to go ahead and do the next one, and then I'll show you both of them. Okay, so the next one is going to go in. Make sure the polarity is correct. And it is. So get that in like that. Pop that bitch in like that. Pop that bitch in like that. And then put that bitch in like that. It's underneath the camera. I just want to make sure it's underneath the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. So again, we're going to, what's it called again? Quiz question. It's called tacking the part in. That's the correct term used in the electronics industry. We're tacking the part in so that we can adjust it. All right? It's called tacking the part in. All right, so now what we're going to do is we have to push that in flush with the board while we're heating up that solder connection. And it should be well seated. There we go. Okay. I think my Halloween Amiga 2000 computer is going to love this power supply. Recapped, refurbished, brand new fan. It'll be nice when it's done. Okay, make sure it's underneath the camera. And it is. So let's finish soldering that capacitor. Yeah. Now I'm left-handed with my iron, in case you people think it's weird. I'm left-handed. I've always been left-handed with my iron. And I have my solder in my right hand. So, I know, it's weird. Okay, so that's soldered on. Yep, that's soldered in place, boys and ghouls. Let that, I'll clean out. Okay, got a little bit of solder ball right there. Get that off. You don't want that, leave that on there. And then remember, cut above the solder. Do not cut into the solder. Okay, that might be a little bit too much lead left, so cut a little bit further. That's fine. That's actually perfect there. And then same thing here. And yeah, that's good. Yeah, maybe cut just a little bit down more, but do not cut into the solder. Okay, so let me clean that up with a cotton swab. Okay. Clean that up with a cotton swab. Remember, squeeze out the excess between two fingers. Okay. There you go. Clean that shit up. There you go, people. Clean it. No clean flux my ass. No, clean that shit. Clean it. Make it all bitter. Look at that. Look how nice that is. Do I do good workmanship or what? You know I do. You know I do. Okay. So let's take a look at that. Okay. There is the solder joints. As you can see, where the hell are they at? It's right there. You can see that there's a little bit of lead above each solder joint. You don't cut into the solder at all, ever. You just don't do it, boys and ghouls. You just don't do it. And then there are the new capacitors right there. Can you dig it? And they're flush with the board, as they should be. Yeah, because they're the proper lead pitch. So, yeah, they're the proper lead pitch. And that's what it looks like from that viewpoint. See, and they are, yeah, they're in there good. So those three smaller caps are done. The, what is it, 220 microfarad caps? They're done. That one there and these two, they're done. And they turned out really good. I don't see any problems with them. So now when we come back, I'll solder on the three larger capacitors. The, what is it? 3,300 microfarad caps. I'll solder those on. And then this board will be recapped. And it'll be ready to put back into the case. All right. Now it's time to solder on the three remaining capacitors, the 3,300 microfarad capacitors. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I got my iron heated up. It's ready to go. Put these capacitors over here. And, okay. Let me make sure. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so that you can see, you know, a little bit better what I'm doing. Okay. So, first things first, we're going to solder on, well, okay, make sure, okay, that the positive lead goes to positive, the negative goes to negative. So, still got that fucking glue shit underneath there. Okay, so that's, okay, the negative goes there. I'm just making sure. Yeah, the negative goes there. Just making sure. Alright. Alright. Do it like that. There's underneath the camera. I'm just making sure it's underneath the camera. Okay. And I'm going to need to get my iron because I have my iron in my left hand. It's the only bad thing about it. I need to have this on my left hand side because I use my iron in my left hand and the solder in my right hand. So I've always done that. In the 25 years I've been working with, you know, working in electronics. Actually, I think I'm going to solder. Tack that side in first. It's called tacking in the part. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, well, so the camera, yes, the camera. So I'll make sure so the goddamn camera. Well, it's got that damn snot there. Shit. Yeah. I think it'll be okay. Let me see something. I might have to take this cap back out. Shit. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta take the cap back out. I think I gotta take it back out. Son of a bitch. Well, because that fucking hot snot or whatever they have in that silicone rubber or whatever they have in there. Come on, get out of there. Alright, get out of there. Okay, so there's that. I gotta get that shit out of there. Alrighty, I think I know how I'm gonna do it. Gotta get that shit out of there. Okay, let me grab my needle nose pliers. I'm gonna need needle nose pliers that actually has teeth on the inside. Because I also have smooth pliers, that's not gonna work in this application. So, yeah, it's not gonna work. Yeah, it's not gonna fucking work. Okay, I got some of it out. Okay, did I pull the fucking... I want to make sure I didn't pull the resistor out, because that could be that could be a problem. If I weaken that solder joint, yeah. Let me make sure I didn't weaken that solder joint. I may have to resolder those resistors. Yeah, I might have to resolder those resistors. Yeah. Alright, let me look, make sure. Okay. Where are they? Okay, so they're right there. So it's going to be right in here. Might have to resolder those resistors, make sure they're okay. Yeah, I think I'll actually do that. I'll resolder those resistors. Okay, so put this back in. Yeah, it should go flush now. Yeah, it should go flush now. Because it didn't go flush before. Now, I think it will go flush with no problem. Let me go ahead and tack that in like I did before. Underneath the camera, make sure it's underneath the camera. Okay, it is. Alright, get my iron. Put it over here. Clean the tip. And okay. Damn it. Damn it. Things aren't going right this morning because this is the next morning. Sometimes that's just the way it is. Things don't always go smoothly. But take your time because this is a power supply. And a lot depends on this power supply, so yeah. Alright, let's try that shit again, shall we? Where's the cap at? Put this cap back in here. And the negative goes to the negative. Okay. So, alright, that looks good. Underneath the camera. Yeah, it's underneath the camera. I think it's underneath the camera. Okay. So, let's get this going, shall we? Get this done. The video's already too long. But that's okay. I kind of figured it was going to be long. Alright. So, we got that tacked in. So now I've got to push it flush to the board. Okay. Okay, now it's flush to the board. That's good. It's flush to the board. And the polarity is correct. Yep, it's correct. It's flush to the board. So, let's go ahead and finish soldering that in. I need to resolder the other resistors. Yeah. Okay, let's get this done. I don't have my workbench set up the way I want it, but that's okay. Why isn't this heating up? Okay, so that's done. Yep, that's done. Let me double check it, make sure it's still flush to the board, and it is, and it's the proper polarity. Yeah, it's in there right. Okay, negative goes to negative. Okay, that's good. Alright, let me cut those leads. Yep. Make sure you don't cut into the solder, Mr. Campbell. Alright, there's that. That's cut. That's resistor. I mean, that capacitor is soldered in place. Let me go ahead and touch up, reflow the solder on that one resistor. And that should be okay. It should be okay. Yeah, it should be okay. Alright, that looks good. Okay. I touched up the solder on those resistors. That was glued down. Because when I pulled the capacitor off of there, it did pull on those resistors. I wanted to make sure that the resistor wasn't pulled out of the solder, didn't break the solder connection. Alright, that's looking good. Yeah. Okay. Let's get another cotton swab. Remember to squeeze out the excess between two fingers. Yeah, a lot of people don't do that. They're lazy. But now I'm going to clean this shit up, man. Clean it up. There you go. Okay. Alright, that looks good. Okay. And then I take my brush, where's it at? And I brush it like that. Okay. Alright, that's good. Okay, so that capacitor soldered on. I got two more to solder in, it'll be done. Everything looks good. I don't see any problems anywhere. Alright, let's put in the other caps. I wanted to get that one done first, so I'll put the other two in right now at the same time. Okay, that's the larger one, that's the smaller one. Okay, so this one right here is a 16 volt. And so that's going to go in like, well, like that. Okay. God damn these fucking wires. Shit. Alright. I'm bending the leaves just a little bit. I know you're not supposed to do that, but it does make putting the capacitors in a little bit easier, so I know why people do it. Yep, I know why people do it. Okay. So, make sure the polarity is correct, and it is. So let's go ahead and solder those in. Is it underneath the camera? We'll make sure it's underneath the camera. Yeah, it is. It's underneath the camera. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to have to move my solder iron over next time I do this. Over to the left-hand side. I'm going to solder on my right-hand side. That's how I usually do it. So, let's do... okay, tack that bitch in there. Tack that bitch in there. Alright. Oh, these fucking wires. These fucking wires. Alright. Okay, so that one's flush to the board. So I'll make sure they're flush to the board. Oh, come on. That one's flush to the board. So that's good. Okay. I'll verify it that they're flush. Yeah, it looks good to me. Proper polarity. So, wait a minute. Is that that was not flush to the board. That was not flush to the board. They are the proper lead pitch, so they should go flush to the board. Yeah, it should go flush to the board. Yeah, that's flush to the board. That's good enough. Okay, get them soldered in, people. Get them soldered in. God damn, I hate these fucking wires. But what are you gonna do? You know, the fuck are you gonna do? Come on. Oh, god damn, I hate these fucking wires. Normally, I don't have this much problem. I don't know what the hell is going on this morning. Oh, shit. Go ahead and do this one. Oh, come on. Alrighty. That's good. Yep. That's good. I don't like leaving it on the part for that long. Okay. That's good. Okay. This one lead is too high. This is done from the factory this way. So I'll just cut it off just a little bit. That should have been done at the factory. Okay, one more capacitor to solder on, and what the fuck? Get off there. Now you start to piss me off. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. I think I can put everything away after I clean up. Like the capacitors and the new cap soldered on. It looks pretty good. I don't see any problems with that. Yeah, it looks okay. Just double checking my work. Always do that. And then just basically cut just above the solder. That might be a little bit too far up above the solder, but that's okay. Let me see. There you go. There you go. As long as it's not cut into the solder, that's fine. Alright. So let's go ahead and clean that up. We're we at? Where the fuck are we at? Huh. Okay, what I'm going to need to do is, okay, use the brush. The brush is really good. Sometimes you have to do that when it's stubborn. And a little bit more here. Alright. Okay, so squeeze the excess out between two fingers. And there you go. And I want to make sure it's clean. You know, make sure it's clean. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I'll take the dry side and dry it, you know. Yeah, dry it. Oh, it's kind of sticky, so let's do it again. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think it's good. Yeah, I think it's good. That capacitor. Okay, where's the other one at? Yeah, it's these here. So that's, the polarity's correct. Polarity's correct on that one. Polarity's correct on that one. They appear to be well seated to the board. So that's good. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. I think it turned out pretty good. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Man. Jesus Christ. Whew. Alrighty. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see my work. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's good. You can take a screen snapshot of this if you want. That's why I'm making it look nice on the camera. But yeah. So these are the new capacitors right there. And right there, and there, and right there, people. So this Amiga 2000 power supply has been recapped. And I think it turned out okay. I just got to clean up my workbench now. That's it for part 1 of this video. Stay tuned for part 2, where I reassemble the power supply and install a brand new fan. I think you're going to enjoy that part of the video. Lots of important stuff to talk about in that video. So yeah, stay tuned for that video. Anyway, that's it. My name is Hans George Campbell, and I'll see you in part 2.